We have to recognize what it is and who it is that we are up against. And again, it has nothing to do with Christianity. It's got nothing to do with Judaism. That is why, as is further stipulated on this Wikipedia page, the Seal of Solomon was once featured on the flag of Nigeria and the flag of Morocco. Those are not known to be Jewish countries. Freemasons worship Solomon as the master architect. They believe that he gave them the keys to build and therefore control societies. This is how you build. This is how you build a matrix, in effect, right? That is the reason why Aleister Crowley was master, was a cultist, created an entire religion around this, put together a series of books, a series of pentacles that are meant to summon various spirits. I want you to hear me when I say that. They are intentionally summoning demons. First book he wrote was called The Book of Evil Spirits. Wow, look at that Star of David all over it. What do you mean this is not associated with Judaism? It's associated with foul worship. I cannot stress this enough. That is what those in power practice, is what they believe is ancient, is cult, and is magic. I believe that the manner of Charlie's death was also intended to cast a spell. You see, I kept asking the question, why did they broadcast this? Making us watch Charlie die was diabolical. And although this priest that I'm about to show you is discussing Satanism more broadly, he's not saying this to be clear in the context of Charlie Kirk. I want you to take a listen to what he says. This is Father Ripperger. He's going to describe the nature of this sort of constant symbolism that's being used, this obsession with them almost having to reveal to us what they're doing, like wanting to get close to revealing to us what they're doing, and then gaslighting us. Take a listen.
Actually, the technical term that we tend to use for that is called the revealing of the method. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
It basically means that it can be connected to a curse. They can curse this so that it has a more, so that its distribution becomes more extensive and more people watch the thing. But a lot of times what that is that the thing about Satanists, and also even though it's occult in the fact that it's hidden, there's a side to diabolic psychology that even when they're being hidden, they still want to show themselves in some way. They still going to reveal themselves in something they can't help it. And it's the same thing you see. It's the same thing you see with Satanists. It's the same thing you see with Freemasons when they're involved in certain things. It's the same stuff you see across the board in these particular groups. And so they just tend to reveal stuff. But their hope is to, even in the revealing, that you don't know. There's a sadistic delight they get out of basically putting it to you without you even knowing it.
Yes, that is accurate. It is diabolical, and they are clearly sadistic in what they are doing. And of course, there is an element of it they enjoy to gaslight you right after they do these sorts of things. That piece, by the way, about the symbolism, sort of overt and in your face, is also made clear in the very early pages of this quote-unquote Freemason Bible. That symbolism is actually crucial. In fact, it's a science to them. You're not imagining things. Right here at the top, it states this. Again, from this quote-unquote Freemason Bible. It reads, it has been correctly stated that symbolism constitutes the very essence of Freemasonry. Freemasonry is essentially the science of symbolism. Further down, it offers us a section entitled The Science of Symbolism Explained. It reads, a symbol or an emblem is an occult representation of something unknown or concealed by a sign or a thing that is known. So something you recognize kind of carrying different meaning. And it gives us some examples. Incredibly, you wouldn't believe me if I didn't show it to you. It gives the example of a square. Square is in Freemasonry an emblem or a symbol of morality. The plumb line, the symbol of rectitude, and the beehive as a symbol of industry. Yes. yes, they do communicate to one another using symbols, as I have maintained from the very beginning, by the way. Kash Patel continually stressing 33 hours was not random. It did not feel subtle. It seemed to me and to many others that was some sort of signaling. 33, 33, everyone was just saying 33 all the time. So to the routinely gaslit public, I would like to validate your every instinct, most especially about the subsequent behavior of Turning Point USA as an organization, behavior that looked to us as though it was diabolical. There was apparently, sadly for them, not enough empiricism, rationality, or spell casting in the universe to override our sense that something was and is deeply wrong. Deeply wrong. What did they give us? The horrific murder of a man followed by the joyful coronation of his wife, who is now inviting his enemies onto the very ship that he built? Spiritual ick is what we felt. Okay, words have meaning. They sent out their broadcasters, effectively, to cast something more broadly to the public. What they cast was, she's a grieving widow. That's what Charlie would have wanted. 6 feet social distancing. To what end, though? To what end? I believe, it's pretty obvious now, there was an ultimate goal of raising Erica's political profile as a potential presidential candidate down the line. Actually, that was explicitly and almost immediately exceeded by her dear friend and part-time homosexual deviant, Tyler Boyer, who she can't remember how she met. Take a listen to what he said a mere 12 days after Charlie's assassination.
Do you see politics in her future down the road?
Yeah, it's funny. I had conversations with Charlie about that. So he was like, man, Erica could be so much bigger and better than me at almost everything. And we laugh all the time about it because people were like, Charlie was going to be president someday. He believed that Erica was going to be president someday.
Well, there it is again. Them telling us the private conversations were the exact opposite of everything that Charlie was saying publicly. Women, get married, have children, have lots of children, stay home. That's more important. In the days leading up, Erica said she stayed back. Charlie said, home needs you. That's why she didn't go to the September 10th event. They were just on a tour. Charlie was just every day telling people that family's the most important thing. But privately, when he sat down with Tyler Boyer, he was like, Erica's going to be president. That's what I want for my wife. I want her to be president and to be also the CEO and chairman in the event of my death. And, he wasn't the only one. You got to go backward to really realize how deranged everything was. Here is Frank Turek on October 7th, just 3 weeks following Charlie's assassination. Take a listen.
I used to say to him, the ticket in 2028 is going to be Vance Kirk. And I said, I don't know if you want to take it because I don't think you're going to have the same effect as the president of Turning Point USA. But you know what? Between you and me and our listeners, I'm not giving up on the Vance Kirk ticket.
Well, it's very exciting right there. But
I think Erica would be an amazing president someday.
That, my friends, would be an example of what Father Rippinger described diabolical psychology. Like, oh, Charlie was going to be the president, but you know what? It was Vance Kirk is what we were hoping for, but now he's gone. I just realized we don't have to let go of that hope because there's still a Kirk and there's still a President Vance. That could be really beautiful and exciting. It could be what Charlie wanted in the end. And of course, here is the very and always excited Mikey McCoy echoing that sentiment. Take a listen.
he left behind these blueprints and just
And for you.
yeah, there you
And
go.
for you, Mickey.
And
Go ahead.
yeah, we don't really ever know what the outcome's going to be. I definitely thought maybe there would be a Vance Kirk ticket. Maybe there still will be a Vance Kirk ticket.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Just beautiful, isn't it? Who could deny this sort of a destiny? Erica can simply be the president in her husband's place, and they're smiling and they're laughing about that ability. And we're never going to see those blueprints, guys. They did say to Mikey McCoy, my 21-year-old person who I have no idea even got his job as chief of staff, but these blueprints are for you. I didn't give you responsibly give them to someone that was running my estate, lawyers. No, I wanted to leave these for you and to Erica because I don't know, she just would understand these blueprints. With everything that I have thus far uncovered about Erica, I do believe that that was her ultimate goal, the White House. I think Elizabeth Lane read Erica correctly when she posited that she may be a psychopath because, in my opinion, only a psychopath could, after her husband's public assassination, offer a raise to Dan Flood, the security guard who failed Charlie in every possible manner and way on September 10th. Only a psychopath does not experience human emotions in the way that humans experience them would be capable of offering and then giving an in-home interview to the New York Times in the immediate days following her husband's assassination. The New York Times, a publication who her husband hated. Who her husband hated.
You can't watch me do this, but you can watch it if you go to Brian Anderson 669 on TikTok. You can watch me do this video, but I'm gonna make a video and y'all can hear it. Okay, here we go. My name is Brian Anderson, and I approve this message. I'm running for president of the United States of America, but if you don't vote for me, vote for Erica Kirk, because I endorse her over me, because she's a winner, so. My name is Brian Anderson, and I approve this message. I'm running for president of the United States of America, but if you don't vote for me, vote for Erica Kirk, because I endorse her over me, because she's a winner. My name is Brian Anderson, and I approve this message. I'm running for president of the United States of America, but if you don't vote for me, vote for Erica Kirk, because I endorse her over me, because she's a winner, so. My name is Brian Anderson, and I approve.
And would then tell that journalist that the least traumatizing part was the idea of raising her children without a father. Okay? A psychopath is the best answer that I can come up with for why she felt compelled to go into the office the same week and to bring her kids every day rather than tending to their every emotional need at home as they come to the realization that they will never see their father ever again. A psychopath is my best explanation. My best explanation for why she told Jesse Waters that she had zero fear. None at all. No, she wasn't scared to walk out the door the very next day with her kids in tow. I think nearly everyone in the world felt a little less safe in the days following Charlie's assassination, but not his wife, Erica Kirk.
Everybody except for
Erica lies pathologically,
Ultra.
and the media is
MK
trying to
Ultra
tell
paper.
us that it's
We don't
perfectly
feel
understandable,
scared
relatable
enough.
even. It's actually divine. She lied.
Make another one real quick. Okay, let me know. Yeah, I'll come right back. Make another video real fast. Everybody in the world feels fair, but not me, because I've been MK Ultra'd a lot. You know who don't feel fair? Donald Trump. He's been MK Ultra'd a lot. So if you're MK Ultra'd, everybody in the world feels fair, but not me, because I've been MK Ultra'd a lot. You know who else don't feel fair? Donald Trump. He's been MK Ultra'd a lot. So everybody in the world feels fair.
So godly that she forgave the person who allegedly murdered her husband before she even saw evidence of his guilt. And despite an overwhelming amount of evidence mounting to the contrary, Erica is so godly that she even helped to validate the implausible parts of the narrative regarding Tyler Robinson. The implausible parts, like the neck stopping a 30-06 bullet. She came up and crafted the Superman steel neck and all. No questions did she have, just faith, deep faith, and lies, a lot of lies. And to be sure, Whatever the attempt was with Erica, pay attention to me, media. It has failed categorically, so stop it. Okay, all of your little media spells are failing as of late because we've recognized that they are very easily defeated by truth, loud truth. And more people are daring to speak it. More and more people are feeling inspired by Tucker Carlson to stand up and to recognize what it is we are fighting in this world. True evil. Old school, ancient evil. We even have comedians that are daring to...
If you don't vote for me for president, vote for Erica Kirk for president. Because she is an awesome widow. She raises them kids perfectly. But Candace always can hang on a tree. So, okay. Let me hear this.
If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want.
If you
Hello
don't
and welcome
vote
to the
for
Mental
me
Health
for
Hotline.
president,
If you are
vote for
obsessive
Erica
compulsive, press
Kirk
1
for
repeatedly.
president.
If you are codependent, ask someone to
She
press 2
is an
for you.
awesome widow. She
If you have
raises
multiple
them kids
personalities, press 3, 4,
perfectly.
5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want.
If you
Hello
don't
and welcome
vote
to the
for
Mental
me
Health
for
Hotline.
That's funny.
about
That's
the
funny right
obvious.
there.
The obvious. Like Tim Dillon, take a listen.
It said,
You
welcome
look
to
at
the
the
mental health
Kirk thing.
hotline.
Right? Remember that? You look at that and you try to zoom out and go, all right, tragic death on its face. We see the furry's boyfriend. Okay. Then we zoom out, we go, wait, the wife's weird. Something up with the wife. The organization's weird. Something's up with them. 3 weeks after the guy's dead, she's out there with sparklers. They're doing Cirque du Soleil. Something's off. Something's weird. Now we find out, the wife it's beyond weird. It's creepy. And there's a very good chance that this woman was his handler. That he was this powerful young guy who raised a lot of money for a lot of people and took a lot of money from a lot of people, and money's never free. So you think about it, you say you have this, how do you direct a guy like that who's incredibly important? He's running the largest young voter registration organization. He's handling large sums of money. He's out there sculpting narrative as it regards to domestic and foreign policy. So you have a handler who comes in, and she may have loved him. I'm sure she loved him. Why wouldn't a handler love her husband? Because even though she was his Mossad handler and probably had him killed, no marriage is perfect. None. Not one. No marriage is perfect. Truly. No marriage is perfect. There's no marriage that is perfect. She may have been his handler, and they came to her one day and said, he found out you're his handler. Or she might have told them, she might have said, listen, we got problems. This guy, and I'm not the only one saying this, don't kill me. I'm saying, we're not breaking news here. We're not breaking ground. We're reviewing. We're analyzing. We're behind the 8 ball. This woman may have called someone up and said, we got bad news here. This guy found all the laundered money, and now he knows I'm his handler, and he thinks that invalidates the marriage because I'm his handler. And they were like, can we do anything about it? Is there anything we can do here? And she goes, I don't know. And then they go, well, we might have to, And she cried, and she was sad, whatever. And I'm not saying any of that happened. I'm saying that's more reasonable than what kind of we're being told. That's all.
There's absolutely nothing that we're being told is reasonable whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. We are very quickly arriving at a moment. By the way, I noted from my producer that some of you guys on YouTube got cut off for the first 4 minutes of the show. Just to let you know, we are speaking about people who were having a panic, a meltdown on X because of Tucker Carlson's tweet. Very simple tweet. He said, pray the spell breaks and the world is saved. What I am positing is the reason why they are so triggered is because of the word spell, which implies witchcraft, which implies the occult. And that is what this is. That is the moment that we are arriving in, is that we need to wake up to what it is that the people at the top believe. What is their guiding theology that keeps us constantly embedded in wars in foreign territories, constantly murdering children, looking the other way when children are being harmed? This brings me to President Trump, who has actually transformed into the longest running joke. It didn't take for me Charlie Kirk's death to wake up to what he was very fast becoming and what he now is. And I will have a lot to say to him, a lot to say about him when we get back from this quick break. All right, you guys, some major news for the silver market.
So, glory to God. Y'all got to hear me do 3 comedy videos on my Brian Anderson page on TikTok, which I will do them probably here too. Because what I'll do is I'll do them on TikTok, and then sometimes I do them on YouTube, and then I'd redo them on TikTok. Sometimes I'd do them there and then redo them on YouTube. So later I will go and watch some and do some. But I may or may not, because I've been doing a lot of prank calls on YouTube of TikTok, and probably do those instead, because I won't have enough time probably to do all of that. But you never know. I might. Let's see.
Or effective treatments.
Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Which one? On to. Let's see. 26. Around in here. Yep, right here. Alright. I'm gonna end this broadcast. And I will do another one in a little while. God bless y'all in Jesus' name.